A land where time stands still and history whispers through the sands. A land of ancient wonders where every corner tells a story as old as time itself.
And we're about to go inside it.
From the bustling bazaars of Cairo to the tranquil oasis of the desert. Join us on a journey of discovery as we immerse ourselves in the mysteries of the past.
This one is insanely impressive.
And witness the enduring legacy of a civilization that shaped the course of history.
Famous tomb of Tutankhamun.
Welcome to Egypt.
This is going to get us into boat life. Oh my gosh, I did not think about that until now.
First stop, the pyramids. Okay, we made it. It's the pyramids. It doesn't even look like a pyramid from here. Just that's how big it is.
It just looks like a really tall wall, which I guess it kind of is.
It's the Grand Pyramid, so the main one.
None, thank you.
Oh, it's really dusty. Yeah, my hand.
Oh my god, yeah.
I don't know if you can see, but in the background here where the limestone bit is on the top, that bit's really smooth and that used to cover the entire pyramid, and it used to be on all three of them. But now there's just that bit left. After seeing the pyramids up close and getting a chance to see the panoramic view, we headed towards the Sphinx. I didn't expect it to be this big, the Sphinx.
Neither did I.
And fun fact, I don't know if you know, the nose is actually in the British Museum of Natural History.
Why in Britain though, isn't it? It's very random.
Because British just tried to take over the world.
Yeah, fair.
A short bus ride later, we arrived at another archaeological site, where the first ever stone pyramid was built. But first, we had the opportunity to enter the Pyramid of Teti.
And we're about to go inside it. Oh my god, it's tiny in here. Watch your head. This is wild.
Oh, it's like a slope.
Yeah.
I thought it was proper steps. Hey, it reminds me of like the Coochie tunnels.
I was just thinking that. This is cool. That's insane. Where like a mummy would be. Like inside the coffin.
When you think about it, it's actually pretty freaky. Imagine how much rock and sand and stuff's above us.
Oh my gosh, I did not think about that until now. Get me out of here. Ah!
Living up my Indiana Jones dreams.
So this pyramid behind us is actually the first pyramid that was built in the whole entire world. And it's a lot different to the ones over in the pyramids of Giza. This one I feel like looks a bit more like Chichen Itza.
This is what they would have felt like.
Yeah,
That's insane.
when you keep your hands
It
behind,
almost feels like
you feel
marble
like you
because
can
it's so
push
soft,
and
but
pull.
it's not. These are actually the first columns that were built to them because they weren't really sure how to build them and they were worried they were going to fall over. They built supporting walls. But these days, there are no supporting walls for columns because they figured it out.
So we've just got on our overnight bus. We've got a 12-hour drive until we get to a place called Aswan, which is right in the south. You good?
Yeah, the good thing is there's 3 of us on this bus, so we got a whole road to ourselves.
As we said goodbye to Cairo and the pyramids, we also witnessed our first desert sunset. The next day, after checking into our hotel,
It's a little bit cold, but I think it'll be nice later when it goes up to like 36 degrees.
with some of the best views Aswan has to offer, overlooking the Nile, we had another activity on the list. Taking a little boat ride. We've come to the Philae Temple today, also known as the Temple of Love. There's a really interesting story behind it. According to Egyptian mythology, the goddess Isis was the wife of Osiris, god of the afterlife. When Osiris was murdered by his jealous brother Set, Isis embarked on a journey to find his body and resurrect him. Her quest took her to various places along the Nile, and eventually she found and reassembled Osiris's body. In her grief, Isis wept tears that flooded the Nile, giving life to the land once more.
It's just so unique. I've never seen anything like this before. The inscriptions and things are so interesting.
How are they still here after all this time? And that's what I don't understand. The Philae Temple was built in her honour and was served as a centre for worship, ceremonies and festivals dedicated to Isis and her divine family.
The inscriptions on this are more interesting and the like below them.
This one's got a horse head. Is it a horse?
Yeah, a horse or like a goat maybe. You could just spend hours looking at each individual inscription. What makes this place more interesting than it already is the fact that it's on an island. But the island that it's on now isn't actually the original island. The island that it was on is just over there. And it went underwater and then they built a dam around it and moved the temple from that island to this island. Cut it up into like 4,200 pieces and then built it back up again.
So the hotels we're staying in on this tour are actually incredible. Considering the price we paid for the tour, we're staying in like 4-star hotels every time. And we've actually got some free time today, so we're just chilling out at the pool.
You won't be able to tell because it's really sunny and it's lovely, but it's really, really cold. You think you would have warmed up a bit, right? It's quite nice when you're in.
This is home for the night.
This is so cool. Look how big it is. Is this going to get us into boat life?
So we boarded a Felucca, which is like a...
Oh, watch your head, watch your head, watch your head, watch your head, watch your head. It's coming.
So we just boarded a Felucca, which is a traditional Egyptian boat. And we are spending the rest of the day chilling.
Sailing along the Nile.
It's really relaxing.
Why are we getting so close? Wait.
Thanks. This is so relaxing that I'm actually starting to feel bad
Bad what?
for not being like productive in any way whatsoever.
Oh, I don't feel guilty
I think
at all.
we're 5 hours in.
It's been wonderful, the whole thing. I've loved every minute of it.
The sun has now gone. We are heading back to the city.
The group has been downstairs the whole time, so we've had this whole upstairs to ourselves the entire time we've been on the boat, and it's just been really, really special. It's dinner time. What's good for that?
Yeah. Bed for the night.
This big blanket.
And this lovely view.
Bit sad they're off the boat, if there. Oh, such a unique and cool experience. Loved it.
As we left Aswan and headed to Luxor, we stopped off at the Kom Ombo Temple, where we learned more about ancient Egypt and witnessed our first colour hieroglyphics.
I love how in this temple we'll be able to see the inscriptions carved in, but also carved out on this wall. I didn't know there was two different ones.
We stayed in another 4-star hotel. This is the bathroom. Look at that shower head. We've got a really nice bathroom there. We've got 2 huge double beds basically.
Yeah.
We've got some room service here. I know we've ordered room service. And out here, this is just ridiculous. We've got a nice view of the Nile and all the boats floating past. Our next stop today is the Karnak Temple. We've just arrived. We're currently in the courtyard. We've come through the main gates of the temple and we're just walking around. This one seems to be much more intact and well preserved than what we've seen so far. Over 2,000 years ago, Karnak Temple was a place for the Egyptians to worship Amun-Ra, god of the sun. Just a random rip in the wall. What's in there? Do you think it was a tomb? Can you get out? No.
I probably can. I
Ha!
can't see it. You tried to scare me. Go on, you. Go on. Hey, baby. Anything?
No, nothing.
Ah.
But you can see like the colours on the bricks though.
Oh yeah.
The temple showcases the most colourful hieroglyphics, large columns and an abundance of Sphinx statues.
This has got to be one of my favourite things I think that we've seen so far in Egypt. Just to see how big the columns are, and the colours are still quite intact on them, which we haven't really seen that much. It's just so interesting.
I'm not sure if I said in the voiceover or not, but this is the second biggest temple in the world and the biggest one in Egypt. It's something like 64 acres.
So next to the sacred lake is the sacred beetle, and apparently if you walk around it 7 times and make 7 wishes, they'll come true. So I'm going to join a bunch of tourists and walk around it 7 times. It's done. 7 wishes made on the way around. Shall we wait and see? Last temple of the day, Luxor Temple. First impressions, this one is insanely impressive.
This is probably the coolest thing we've seen so far. So from the Luxor Temple all the way down to the Karnak Temple, there's this avenue right here where there's like 2,000 and something sculptures of the Sphinx.
The Sphinx Avenue.
It's called the Sphinx Avenue.
So how long is this avenue again?
2,700 meters, 2.7 kilometers.
And it goes from this temple all the way to Karnak Temple, which is the one we were at earlier.
And it's very uneven.
It's very uneven.
I mean, considering it was covered in mud for thousands of years.
It's in pretty good condition. Ending our night with a walk along the Nile. Watch a sunset, which I don't think is going to be a very good one. But either way, a sunset's a sunset.
Either way, the Nile's the Nile.
Today's a pretty exciting day. We're going to see some tombs in the Valley of the Kings. Very exciting. Starting off with the big one. The famous tomb of Tutankhamun. I don't know what to expect. I've never seen any pictures or videos or anything inside the tombs. I have no idea what to expect.
Whoa.
Feels eerie, but not in a creepy way.
Yeah, it's like silent down here.
Yeah.
I mean, we are the only ones down here.
Oh, the pictures are amazing. How big the tomb is as well. I didn't expect it to be so deep.
Imagine finding this.
Oh, I know.
You'd be like, what's going on?
You'd be like, oh, what did I just find? This is a little bit creepy.
Not really sure what I expected going in, but I didn't expect all the colours and the hieroglyphics still to be there.
I mainly didn't expect to see the mummy. I just expected to see the tombs. That was a bit of a shock. Kind of creepy, but interesting all the same. King Ramses the First is next. I was so much closer to you, really see how big they actually are. It's like the same size as me. That's wild.
We figured out, well, we didn't figure out, we looked around and we seen that the walls are all covered in I can't even say it. We looked around and the walls are all covered in hieroglyphics and even the ceiling. It's a long way down. So this is the tomb here, but it keeps going, so we're going to head down. Maybe this is the tomb. Maybe one had treasures and one was the body.
Sense. God, there's a few in here. There's another thing over here. Look.
His family.
Whoa, look at that one.
I'm pretty sure this is supposed to be a... Whoa. I don't know. There's not really much in there.
Don't do that. That's the worst place you could possibly do it alone. It's already creepy enough. When you think about it though, they've only excavated probably a really small part of the world. But imagine what else is underneath. Just everywhere. And they're still excavating now, so they're obviously still finding stuff to this day.
As you can see by this map, they've actually discovered 59 tombs. The ticket only allows you to go into 3, and then we paid for Tutankhamun extra. So you can imagine you could spend days just going to all of these.
King Ramses the Fourth?
This is the temple of Queen
Hatshepsut.
Hatshepsut.
You said shit?
What is it?
Hatshepsut.
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 I mean, this is definitely the most impressive temple. The fact that it's built inside the cliff.
The impressive thing about it is like the how it looks from the outside.
Yeah, and it's 3 stories. No wonder she built it up here.
I know, you can see for miles. You can literally see where the Nile is in the distance. It's a bit hazy, but... This is the last stop before we move on to Hurghada, and it's just 2 big statues. Amenphi III and Colossi of Memnon. The tour ended with a 2-night stay in a 4-star luxury all-inclusive hotel in Hurghada, which is located on the Red Sea. And we took full advantage of this and spent 2 full days relaxing. What a perfect way to end the trip.
Got a tunes going on a Saturday morning.